Also, Steve Bannon to report to prison after contempt of Congress conviction. The president's Trump's former top political advisors is reporting to federal prison today after he was found guilty of contempt of Congress for defying subpoenas related to the January 6, 2021 Capitol insurrection. Steve Bannon is set to begin a 4-month sentence after the Supreme Court declined Bannon's request that it intervene. Just last week, top congressional Republicans led by House Speaker Mike Johnson filed an amicus brief on Bannon's behalf, asking the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals to keep Bannon out of jail. Bannon still faces criminal charges in New York for allegedly defrauding donors to an anti-immigrant nonprofit called We Build the Wall out of.
I remember that. Yeah, it was we build the wall thing. He like took their money and never built a wall.
Out of $15 million, and for laundering the proceeds. So he took the money and then he laundered it, you know what I mean, to put it in his own pocket. And this is who everybody who seems to be in Trump's camp are of ill repute.
Yep, we know that, and yet
everybody,
76 million people are like, I want more. And the Supreme Court was like, you're gonna get all you want. 4 months. So let's look at our current justice system here in America. So he has 4 months. He has, oh no, is it federal?
Yeah.
Because in federal, you have to do 100% now. I know they just passed a law actually about
Did they? It's 100%?
I think it was 100% or 90%. Because before
it's like 85. It's 85 on the federal before. In the maybe that was 85% of your time.
Maybe that was Louisiana. I think it was Louisiana. They made it where it's like you have to do 100% of your time.
100%.
There's no more 85%. But let's look at this. He's a political figure. He's going to do 2 months, maybe 2.5. They're going to let him out for good time. So that's a nothing burger. You can do that. And he's going to be in jail with the Aryan Nation. So he's fine. He runs with him.
I don't think it's going to be a problem with him going. It's just the fact that he has to go. You know,
you got to go.
Putting yourself in a situation. People who've never been to jail, that's not easy for them. Especially a person who has money or he's laundered 15 million. You know, so I know he had money. Plus he has a bunch of other ventures. I know he was also I think he was like a political, like David Axelrod, I can't remember, the campaign manager.
He did a
lot
of stuff. He did a lot of stuff under that you couldn't see. And his whole concept was like, yo, after you come out of a recession, there's so many laws and things that you can put into place to change the country around. Like they did all this stuff. You know, this is crazy. We have old Joe Biden, but Joe Biden's okay with it. You know what I'm saying? That you have to understand this. He didn't change his political views from back in the 90s. He just got smart and shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was Barack Obama's vice president. Ooh, that doesn't mean anything. He still has the same views. People need to understand this. They're not about to give this world up to the Browns and the gays. That's just not going to happen.
It doesn't have to be given up anymore. But let me say this though too about Biden. What I do believe that, you know, if you look at who his picks are, look who he has in his cabinet. He has people of color in his cabinet in high ranking positions. That's not a person who's holding on to old views.
No, he just doing that for votes.
It doesn't matter why he's doing it. I mean, put us in the room. I don't care why you're doing it.
How many times have you seen Kamala Harris give a speech in the last 3 years?
You know why? Because they don't want it to seem like she's running the country. When do you ever see a vice president give a speech? Tell me how many vice presidents.
Mike Pence was everywhere.
When?
Everywhere.
I never saw Mike Pence.
I saw Mike Pence all the time. I'm gonna tell you when
I saw Mike Pence behind Donald Trump when he's sitting there signing something because he needed him to sit there and look stoic.
I saw Mike Pence all the time.
I never saw Mike Pence. You never see a vice president anywhere. You didn't see Dick Cheney anywhere. You didn't see Al Gore anywhere. You just didn't happen, man. That's just one of those things. Vice presidents everywhere. Vice presidents are sometimes to be seen but not heard. That's just what it is. They don't want, and plus they
got Kamala Harris. They got Kamala Harris in the kitchen tasting the food to make sure it ain't poison. That's the only job she got. And then she had to come out and save Joe after the thing. She's like, well, you know, he did this and this, that. I'm like, yeah, you see your political career going down the toilet.
It's just her job to step in. And it's her job to step in when a person has a rough debate. When he had a very, very rough debate. And so she had to step in. And I'm getting to that point right now.
Falling on the concrete is rough. That motherfucker flew out the front windshield. That was bad.
I'm trying to get to a point right now where I can settle myself.
We got rid of Medicaid.
I'm trying to get to a point where I can settle myself into what really just happened here. So, you know, I'm gonna call it bad. You know, I'm not gonna call it what I really feel like it was. I'm just
wondering, all those people that don't have guns, how are you feeling now?
What do you mean?
I mean, how do you feel? You see these people are about to take your country over. They're going to take your rights over, and they're going to come for you if you speak out against them, and you're just anti-gun. How do you feel now? Can you get a gun in time and enough ammo to protect you and your family from these hooligans and what's about to happen to you for the next, how old is Donald Trump? 82. He's evil, so he's gonna live about 14 more years. So I'm just saying, are you prepared for what's about to happen? I've been saying this, like Joe Biden just made it. He gave him the check mark, like, oh, we got this. Oh, this is gonna be entertaining. Not for us. I'm gonna be on the West Coast living it up. But the rest of y'all, good luck. Good luck.
I feel like this. I mean, I hope that Biden can pull this out. I don't see it happening right now, especially with how, but at the same time, I think there's going to be a lot of never Trump votes.
I think the Supreme Court actually probably gave Biden the election just from doing that, because everyone's like, it'd be entertaining to watch if I had the money to escape to another country. But if you're sitting here, you'd be like, I don't want to see this man go with unchecked power.
Unchecked power.
Power.
Man, he wasn't a good president. He just wasn't a good president.
No, not at all.
Shape, or no way of the imagination. For the course that we're on right now, we're in bed with Europe. Period. I don't love that situation, because I feel like it kind of keeps us from even having any kind of relationships with other countries of color. It really hurts us in that aspect, because a lot of those European countries have ties or some type of colonial ties to countries of color. But he didn't keep a very good relationship with those guys either. And so at this point in time, if we don't start get our minds into the fact that, hey man, we needed somebody who's in office who can really dictate and really move around what's happening right now. What are the circumstances on the ground? There are wars going on. People say there weren't any wars under Trump. Trump didn't have us in any wars. We're not in any wars right now. Biden doesn't have us in any wars. We're actually being able to, people are fighting wars and we're able to help them out. We don't have any boots on the ground.
It's like, oh, he didn't have us in any wars. I'm like, but he didn't no, we were in a war. We were still in Afghanistan when he was president, and he was too scared to pull us out.
That's a very good point. I didn't think about that at all.
We were in Afghanistan still. Obama, and they can say Obama has some wars, but Obama was going to pull out of Afghanistan, but Lindsey Graham took his punk ass to Syria. And he's like, we need to protect him. And then we started a war in Syria. So let's keep that 100. Trump didn't want to pull out because he didn't want to look bad. Joe Biden pulled out, but Trump set it up. Remember, Trump set all the terrorists free. Do we not remember that? He was like, hey, Al-Qaeda, he let him go free. He let Al-Qaeda come to America and go to Camp David.
Really?
You don't remember that? On 9/11. On 9/11, folks.
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Yeah, Google that. Google that. Come on now. That dude, he was, man, check it out like this. He was scared. Donald Trump was scared to pull out of Afghanistan. So Joe Biden was like, yo, you already started it. He's like, I just finished what you started because you didn't want to be the pussy to do it.
It's crazy, man.
Because someone had to pull us out. Like, there's no reason for us to be there no more. Shout out to all the soldiers, all the American troops that went to fight for their country, whatever they told you to fight for. I shout out to you. There's nothing I could say or defend or anything you have to say about that war or whatever. I'm not going to argue with you because I wasn't man enough to go. I'm not even going to lie about it. I'm not about to go fight no foreign war. We're going to have to fight one here in America because it's going to be weird. Told you, it's going to be neighbor against neighbor.
I hope that don't happen. I really do. But